slavery in the Old Testament, why it should not be a problem for Christians. So, as many of you know, the issue about slavery is a recurring point within, let's say, atheistic circles. People like Cosmic Skeptic, Alex O'Connor, one of my favorite people online, he brings up slavery often, okay, to castigate, to weaken, to delegitimize Christianity. This is an often used method of attack. People who don't like Christianity, its teachings, its beliefs, point to something bad about the faith. Okay, in this case, reference to slavery, the justification for slavery in the Old Testament, and say, hey, look, why should we take your beliefs seriously if this is the kind of teachings you guys are promulgating? Okay, so this is my response to that concern. First of all, the Old Testament, in my view, is not even Christian in a proper sense of the word. The Old Testament becomes Christian in light of the New. This is a point I made in the past, but essentially what it means is that the Old Testament, if you're going to be really honest, contains all kinds of filth. Everything from mass rape to incest to genocide to sex slavery, slavery that was justified and encouraged institutionally. There's no ambiguity about the kind of evil that was sanctioned in the Old Testament, sanctioned by God. So this is a very legitimate problem for Christians. And, how do you get past it? How do you address it? Well, basically the answer is don't bother. If someone points to the Old Testament and says, hey, look, what is this? Why is this here? That is not our problem. All right. Now, of course, this raises questions. Am I promulgating Marcionism? Is that the right word? The heresy of the past? But essentially, we need to be real about the fact that the Old Testament presents God and the world in a different light. It does not correspond to our own. It clearly does not correspond to the world of Jesus Christ. It is a different world, a different time. Hence, people's conception of God was also different, understandably so. So when you have people like Alex O'Connor saying, hey, look, the Old Testament, slavery. Well, guess what, guys? It's not our problem. Sure, the Old Testament encourages slavery, but that's for Israel. We are the church of God. We are followers of the new covenant. But essentially, guys, the Old Testament is not Christian unless it's read in light of the new. Problem solved.